What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and to the yard behind me. We have about 3 weeks, a little bit over 3 weeks. Today is Friday, and if I remember right, seeding was on a Wednesday. So we're 3 weeks and 2 days into our growth here on the lawn. The last update you saw was right about a week, I think. So what I wanted to do is take you on a quick walkthrough, show you a couple problem areas and what the plan is, and then we've got some products to get down on the lawn. I wanted to wait a month, but I'm just too anxious to get things down, so I'll show you that process as well. So we'll do just a little walkthrough. You can see I've got some weeds here. What you really need to do on an overseeding or a new seeding project is wait out the weeds. You can't put any intense weed killers down right away because you're going to risk killing the new grass. And so we've got to just kind of let our weeds go at this point in time. There are a couple areas here, let me show you up close, where I've got kind of some clover growing. And then I've got a couple bald areas, but for the most part things are coming in, and I'll give you a better view as we're looking over the whole thing. Here's an area where I dethatched pretty heavily, and so we're left with just some bare patches. That's okay. Right through here is looking really good, thickening up nicely. There's a few spots here of crabgrass. I think what I'm going to do is let those go. In the spring, I'm planning to hit those with some crabgrass control, and we'll see what happens. If that doesn't go away, I'm just going to kill it off and then reseed in those areas. This section of the lawn is looking really pretty good. Just a few light patches here and there. And then this patch was just light on seed, so that's okay. Over here was totally bald. This was just complete dirt, if you remember. And this has grown in pretty well. We've got some spots around the edge that I'd like to hit better. My plan is to edge everything, which has hardly ever been done, because a lot of this is cement. So like right along here, this is just cement that I'm going to edge off, and there'll be growth right up to the edge there. So that'll be fine. Looking out to the front parking area, right around this tree was a big problem spot of just dirt. Never been grass there. And there's still dirt, sure enough, here. But on the back side, in the previous video, this was an area that I was excited to see what would happen, and that has filled in really pretty well. Now looking to the side, we had a totally bare patch where there was a fungus problem here. There's no more fungus, and that's growing in. We had kind of some mossy grass there, but I'm glad to see that the new growth has started to overcome that. It's interesting to watch this perennial rye grow in. Because it's a clumping style grass, you get these little clumps here, 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 and all over the place that are starting to spread out and fill in. I know I'm going to need to hit this again because we put down a pretty light rate for the bare spots, and so I'm planning to hit it again in the spring at this point. Looking across this section, it's really pretty good. We've got a few bare spots on the hill here, as you can see, and then 2 or 3 spots here that were really pretty light. We'll wait and see if those fill in on their own or not. And finally, looking down this section on the side, looking excellent. This was totally dirt. Actually, way back, this was a very brown patch. If you remember, there was a comparison, or if you haven't seen the other videos in the series, I encourage you to look back. But this was totally brown, and we had a clear line of brown on my side and green over there. And this has totally filled in, except for a little bit of a bare spot here that we can work on. Right up front here, We've got some brown sections where we had a bush. Used to be 3 big bushes here that shaded this area, and my mistake for not dethatching close enough to that area to clean that up. So that's something we're gonna have to address in the spring. Okay, anyway, so the plan for today, we're supposed to get rain. It's actually sprinkling right now. We're supposed to get rain tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. So I wanted to take that opportunity to get some fertilizer down. Ideally, you would wait about a month on a seeding project to put any intense fertilizer other than your starter fertilizer down. But like I said, I'm just too anxious. So what we're gonna do today is actually double up and go crazy with some Milorganite granular and some of this Sunday Lawn. I'm getting this stuff on clearance at my local Walmart. Something I've never used before, but I'm excited to try. This is their Green Machine product. It's just heavy nitrogen, basically, with a little bit of iron. Basically the same as this, heavy nitrogen with a little iron. If we look at the breakdown on the Milorganite, we have a 640 NPK index, and on our Sunday, we have a 2203. So this is 22% nitrogen. That is crazy. 17.6% of that is from urea. Let's flip this guy over. Take a look. And the rain's picking up a little more, so that's crazy. Here we're only 6% total nitrogen. Wow. Jeez. Only 6% total nitrogen, and it doesn't really say. It's derived from biosolids. This is an organic product. I'm assuming most of that is from urea. 4% is water insoluble, and this is 4.4%. So we're really pretty similar, except a way higher percentage of nitrogen in the Sunday product. And then we've got our 2.5% iron here on the Milorganite and 0.1% iron on the Sunday Lawn. So we're going to get much more greening, which is really funny. Iron is going to give you your color for the most part, just immediate green. And nitrogen is more of a food to feed the lawn. But the real dark green is going to come from your iron primarily. What's funny is this product is called Green Machine. But this has 0.1% of that iron, and this has 2.5%. So we're actually going to get more greening from the Milorganite. This covers 2,500, so this is just about right for our front lawn, which is 2,000 square feet. This one actually covers 5,000, and I don't want to risk burning anything. So what I'm going to do is use half of this on the front lawn and half of it on the front half of the back, just to kind of see how it does. So stay tuned, we'll get those products down. Okay, so we got the Milorganite down, and now we're going to move on to the Sunday Lawn. I may have misspoke. I should clarify on nitrogen versus iron. Nitrogen will green your grass, but primarily it's going to cause growth, which growing grass is hopefully going to be green, but the iron is what really deepens the color. And so what we're hoping by doing both at the same time is that because the Milorganite is a slow release nitrogen and the Sunday Lawn is going to be fast release, is that the slow release is slow enough that we're not going to be applying too much nitrogen all at the same time. So anyway, I'll flip you around and we'll get the liquid nitrogen down. Okay, so there you have it, my double up Milorganite and Sunday lawn nitrogen and iron application. This is the backyard now. Just wanted to show. So I did the front half only and with the Sunday pouch only. So about where that stump is at is my line, and we'll kind of see what happens. We can do a comparison on the front half versus back half, which got an application. Got a few trouble spots here that I gave some extra watering. Lots of creeping Charlie back here. And in the back half of the lawn, the lighting's bad this time of day, but in the back half, this section has been really pretty good. So it's sort of a comparison, but not really, because this section is good already. We've got some trouble areas here and very bad spots here. These actually didn't get the treatment, so we're not too worried about these at this point. But looking at this front half, we'll see how it goes in the next week or two. Again, we're supposed to get some rain tonight, tomorrow, and the next day, so that'll be good to water in that Milorganite a little bit. And I'll take you around to the front to show you how we're looking. Another problem spot here that I gave some extra attention, but that's backyard, so we're not too worried about that this year. We'll just do a quick walkthrough and an overview for comparison's sake. One thing about walking around in the lawn that I've noticed that I really like is I feel a little bit squishy on the lawn, where before it was like walking on cement just because of the compaction and the lack of growth. I was just walking around on a hard surface, if that makes any sense, where now I can kind of press down a little bit and there's a little bit of give, which I really like. That's telling me that my compaction issue is starting to be solved and that I've got a lot more growth happening under my feet. So anyway, we'll stand back here as usual and just take a look. There you go. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe as always, and we'll see you on the next one.